Hey, Chuck here. Hey, it's time for a question and answer here in Thailand. Any of y'all have any questions about anything, the quality of life in Thailand, the food, the cost? I do a weekly update, and I also do a question and answer. So I broke them up into two parts, and I'm going to try something a little different. And yeah, this is the question and answer. Main reason why I did this is I've been getting quite a few questions, and I don't want to make the video extremely long. So yeah, so I want to be able to answer your question as best and as thoroughly as possible without taking too many shortcuts. I've had to cut a lot of questions out because I didn't have time to answer them. But I try to at least comment in the comment section and try to answer your question. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Ask me again. First question is Sam the Man. He made a comment about the birthday party that we had for my father-in-law. I made a video on it. I think it was last week. It was a pretty good time. But he asked about the meaning of holding palm branches in the picture, and why green cake and not red or blue cake. They weren't palm branches, they were roses. It's just, it's not really a tradition. It's a gesture, give thanks. They really don't buy presents for adults for birthday here. Little kids, yeah, sometimes they'll give presents or money, mostly, but it's just a flower as a gesture of happy birthday. That's about it. The cake is it's called bai tei, and it's a leaf here in Thailand. It grows here in Thailand, and they love the flavor of cake bai tei. I can make 100 different cakes, but you know, that's their favorite. They don't want to veer too far off from the norm. I have made several different kinds of cakes here, and it ends up being given to either the monks or the kids. The kids love everything, but cake bai tei, it's green. I put a little green food coloring in it, just so you know it's cake bai tei. But the cake bai tei extract is a little bit green. He also asked, do I ever go to the movies here in Thailand? Well, we went to the Big C where they have a theater, and here's a little clip from that.
Are we looking? So they do have a cinema here, but it's all in Thai, and this particular one here in Isan, they don't have English subtitles, but every now and then they'll have one that they haven't, they'll have an English, you see most of these are American movies, but every now and then they'll have one that they haven't subbed in Thai, so it'll be playing in English, but who knows when that is. But me and Paige rarely. Actually, we probably never will go to the movies. We used to go to 3D IMAX back home, but we're not big movie fans. I don't know, there's too much other stuff to do. But not that we hate movies, we just don't really go.
I think this say I can't stay still.
Yeah, it's Paige. She can't sit still for more than... If she fell asleep and the movie 300, it's a badass movie. we've watched a couple of times. She falls asleep 10 minutes into it.
See, I hope that answers your question. Not too much. Don't really go to the movie. Didn't go to the movies much in America. And I don't know. I got too much stuff to do, I think. I don't even hardly watch TV. Martha Fletcher asked, is there an RV culture in Thailand? Short answer, no. Common response would be the roads are horrible. The roads are congested. There's no facilities for RV parks that would require dump stations, power hookups, pads to be able to put your RV. Is there RVs in Thailand? Yes. Of course, there's everything in Thailand. Is it big? No. Is it frowned upon? Yes. You can rent an RV here in Thailand for people that live here in Thailand. I'm going to put the link if you're interested. I don't know. I love to RV, but if there's not a place to RV, camp, I don't know, make it kind of weird, but I'm sure they have all the locations of where you can park the van. I'll give you the link to that, but really, it's so inexpensive here in Thailand, and there's so many nice resorts along the route everywhere in Thailand, and that's the way to stay. They do love to camp. A lot of resorts are campsites, or I should say they have a lot of campsite resorts. People love to go up in the mountains in the wintertime and take selfies with pictures of frost and fog and stuff out of the north. But not really, Martha. They don't have it, and they actually had a lot of people from China come over. Not a lot, but they have an RV culture in China, and they make a lot of RVs in China. Now they do make them here in Thailand too, but they stopped allowing them to come over because they were kind of abusing the system. I don't know the entire story. I read a few things about it, but they stopped allowing RVs to come across the border in any part of the country. So I hope that answers your question. Tim Campbell asked about, in our area, what is the cool, non-rainy season? That would be December through February. Man, the weather is perfect. Nice, cool. There was a couple of chilly days here where I was like, damn, I need a coat. But we were sitting out on the river and the wind was blowing. It gets pretty cool at those times of year. Not really that much rain. This is tropical Thailand, so it can rain anytime it wants to. But here in Isan, we're fixing to get into where we're at on the very northeast of Thailand. It's going to be rainy season off and on here pretty quick. When I say off and on, I mean, it's like South Florida. It rains every day, may stop for a couple hours, may rain for a couple hours. You know, just that's the way it is when you're in the tropics. Harry in Hua Hin asked me for some bread tips. Says he cannot get his bread to rise in Thailand. Any advice would be welcome. Harry, I don't know if you watched my video or you posted this before my video of making bread in Thailand. I hope you watched that and I hope you got some tips. I assume you know how to make bread. Seeing that you said you can't get it to rise in Thailand, so you obviously know the basic structure of bread. You know, yeast, warm water, flour. I don't know what you're doing to not be able to get it to rise. I would think it would be easy. It's been extremely easy for me here in Thailand, but make sure the yeast that you bought is good and it's alive. They don't really make a lot of bread here, so maybe the yeast that you got is dead. So make sure you test the yeast by proofing the yeast prior to making your bread. But I would say the most common sense thing would be either you're not waiting long enough for the bread to rise, your ingredients is too cool, or you're handling it too much, or your yeast is bad. I don't know. I'm sure you got the mixture right. But hopefully you watched the video and you've seen how mine rose. And I'm going to make some more videos in the future on bread. But, yeah. Reggie and Samoy. Why do Thais always sing happy birthday in English? Okay, well I asked a couple of Thai people and here was their response. They don't have happy birthday in Thai language. So they sing happy birthday in English. It's funny because they don't say happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. No. They don't put a name in the birthday song. They just keep repeating happy birthday to you. It's funny, but I don't know, you'll hear it about 10 times in a birthday party. But Thai people celebrate everything. When I was in America, we went to, just one example, we went to a party, a Thai friend of ours, and he said it was his mom's birthday. So we went to his house, had a big party, but all Thai people, big lot of food, and I bought a cake, and I'm like, where's your mom? Oh, she's in Thailand. Like, you're having a birthday party for your mom, she's in Thailand? Oh yeah, we have birthday parties for my whole family here. Just, just an excuse to have a party. But I love it. Fusion TRS, with prices being relatively inexpensive, how are the quality of the items? That's a good question. I would suggest bringing your laptop computer here, from your home country, whether it's Europe or America. You can't bring a computer and stuff like that because it's 220 volts. It's different. So you have to buy a lot of your electronics over here, but I would suggest a laptop and a cell phone from the States. They have a different quality of electronics here because they are relatively inexpensive. Now you can get quality stuff here, but it's 4 times more expensive. I'm sure in areas that sell a lot of it, it's probably a little cheaper. Bangkok, Pattaya, stuff like that. But they have a different type of phone. They do sell a lot of Samsung. Not too many iPhones. There's not a whole lot of knockoff iPhones, so they're very expensive, but the same quality that I see. Most everybody has Samsung, so they don't have like an SG. They have some other. I'll show you a picture of one, but they are made by Samsung, but they're different quality, and some of the functions are a lot different than America. The only good thing I like about it is you can put dual SIM cards inside there. You can have 2 cards, international and regular. I like that part about the phone. But the TVs, for the most part, are basically pretty much the same. A lot of TVs are made in Japan, Korea, anyway, so they're all about the same. A lot of electronics are made in Thailand. A lot of stuff for cars, small electronic pieces are made in Thailand. That stuff's inexpensive, but gadgets are cheap, made cheap. The problem is they don't have a lot of money here, so you're not going to be able to sell a good quality part. So, the Chinese, the stuff they send to America is a lot different than they sell in China and a lot different than they sell here in Thailand and Asia. The quality is different. Some good, some bad, but for the most part, I would say the quality of stuff here is not as good as America. Oh, other than the food, the food is good. The quality of food here in Thailand is great. There's an abundance of food, so it's cheap. Pharmaceuticals here are basically the same pharmaceutical that you can get anywhere in the world. and it's cheap, really cheap, compared to the United States pricing. It's very cheap here, my opinion. Choi Lu asked about dental care here in Thailand. I have not touched on dental care here at all. I have not been to the dentist yet here in Thailand, but I was interested in it after you had mentioned it, so I did some research for you. I went to our local dentist office here in town and got some prices for you to answer your question. So going down the list real quick, braces, $35,000 to $45,000, implants, $35,000, fillings, $400 to $800, cleaning, $400 to $800, I guess depending on how crappy your teeth are, pulling, $300 to $600, surgery for wisdom teeth are $15,000 to $3,000, I guess depending on if you want to get all four or how difficult it is. X-ray, $150, fluoride treatment, $300, treatment for cavity, like a sealer, to get your teeth sealed, $300, to fix gaps in your teeth, I don't know how they do that, but $1,500, tooth extension, I guess if you want to be a werewolf or something, I don't understand that, $1,000, partial denture, $1,800, crown, $5,000, and I don't know what that next one is. It's 2,000 baht. I don't know, maybe if you can read Thai, you can understand it better than me and my wife. Retainer, $1,500, and whitening, $5,000. These are all in baht. Baht conversion right now is, I think you can get 34.5 baht with $1 US, so you can figure that out. Like braces, $35,000 would cost you about $1,000. Well, I hope that answers your question. I haven't been to the dentist yet. Probably need to go get a checkup. Let's see. Ricky Morgan, do they have body wash there? Of course they got body wash here. They have every kind of feminine, masculine, any kind of face cream, any kind of body lotion. They are like crazy super fanatic about anything that has a whitening agent in it. But yeah, they sell beauty products like crazy here in Thailand. They're really concerned about their looks, and yeah, they do have a limited amount for men on the body washes. They have a lot of Axe products, which is pretty popular in America. I think it's got too much fragrance in it. It's too potent. I don't know, for me anyway. But yeah, they do have that. UDK Facey asked, where do I buy stuff online? Can I get it shipped to Bangkok? Lazada.com. We bought a lot of things from Lazada.com. Not only are they inexpensive, but you can find stuff that's hard to find, stuff that a lot of times you have to be careful when you look on there. You can say only in Thailand. You're looking for stuff only that is in Thailand, but you have to be careful on stuff because if it has to be shipped from out of the country, sometimes it takes forever, and the shipping costs are crazy sometimes. But you can get anything on Lazada.com. Of course, you can get it in Bangkok. If you can get it in Thap Phnom, rural Isan, you can get it in Bangkok in there. I have had one little problem with them on some exercise equipment. I don't really understand whose fault it is, but customer service had somebody go out of their way to find somebody who speak English to call me to tell me, explain to me what was going on with this stuff. So other than that, Lazada.com is the way to go. You also mentioned about what did Paige do with her hair in another video. She just dyed it. I don't know, it's a Thai thing. They dye their hair all the time. It was kind of a temporary, she said after about 10 or 15 washes, it'll come out. She just dyed her hair red. I don't know, whatever. I don't care, I'm used to it. TQ, I noticed the GPS in the truck. Does it type, display, and speak English? Yes, it does. It had a little chip in there. I don't know if it came extra. You know, the truck was used when we bought it. I don't know if it's something that came with it or not, but it had like a deal for English, a little extension chip in it. My guess it probably came that way. You know, still English is still the universal language in the world, and I think a lot of people come over to Thailand from all parts of the world and at least can try to, just on GPS stuff, can probably navigate with some English words. But yeah, it's all in English. I had to change it when I got it. It was in Thai. I changed it all to English and everything's fine. Typical GPS though, it takes you down the path of nowhere. Still. Jay Simple asked, why no Dr. Pepper beverage in Thailand? Jay gave me a pretty good story about his encounter with Dr. Pepper here back in the 70s when his stepfather was in the military here during Vietnam. He remembers on the Air Force Base drinking Dr. Pepper, and that's when he first fell in love with Dr. Pepper. Probably has good memories of Dr. Pepper that kept him drinking Dr. Pepper. But yes, you can get Dr. Pepper in Thailand. I was curious here in our hometown. I went to a few places. Can't find it anywhere. Asked a few people. Thai people don't like the taste of Dr. Pepper. It's outside of their norm. So they like Pepsi, mostly 7-Up, Sprite, and Fanta products, all different kinds and kinds that you've probably never seen. So they do, I saw Dr. Pepper in a vending machine in the American Embassy in Bangkok. Go figure, the Americans inside there. So there are stores in Bangkok that sell Dr. Pepper, but they don't like the flavor of Dr. Pepper. It's too sweet. I don't like the flavor of Dr. Pepper. It gives me a stomachache every time I drink it. It's just too, I don't know if it's too much syrup or what it is, but I don't know. They don't have it here. Why? I think it's just like they all said, they don't like the flavor. So I hope that answers your question. Broadus Baxley asked how much are KitchenAid mixers here in Thailand. I had mentioned in my cooking video that I didn't have a mixer. Now back in the States, I had a KitchenAid that I used all the time. I bought it pretty cheap at Target. It was $188 US at Target. They always ran little sales on it, but it was a smaller one. Now, they have different mixers here other than KitchenAid, but they're very small. They also have industrial and gigantic ones too, but they do sell KitchenAid. KitchenAid is a product of America. It has to be shipped over here. So the cheapest one that I had found, and I had been looking prior to it, to you asking me, was Lazada.com has one for $20,900. So this is the reason why I don't have a KitchenAid, is because I just don't, to spend $600 on like $620 for a mixer, I don't know. I just don't, I'm trying to make do with what I got in Thailand, and you know, I bought the little paddle mixer. It works pretty good. I'm not making too much bread right now, but I do in the future want to make quite a bit more. But I've been using my mixer, and it seems to be working just fine. But yes, they do sell that. You couldn't bring one from America because it's 110 volts, and it wouldn't work here. It would blow up or burn up or catch on fire or something. So that's about it. There's a few more. I'm going to save them for next week. I want to thank everybody who's supporting the channel. I want, for buying us a beer, buying us dinner, or just, giving thanks to and appreciation to the channel. I appreciate it, Paige appreciates it. That's through Patreon and also through PayPal, which you can find those links on my homepage icon right there on the right, or I'll put a little icon right here for you. But I want to really thank the people for subscribing, commenting, sharing, hitting like. That means a lot to me, for sure. So, yeah, so, all I really ask is for you to please hit like if you like it. If you don't, hit don't like. Leave me a comment. I love comments, constructive comments. If there's something I'm doing wrong, let me know. I appreciate it. A lot of you do that in a constructive way, and it helps me grow as a channel, helps me grow as a YouTuber. I still have a lot of complaints on jolting around and stuff like that, and I apologize. I watch a lot of videos too, and you can see a lot of vloggers do the same thing, because when you're in the middle of an action, something's happening right now, it's difficult when you're holding an object to try to keep the camera steady. So you either don't post that part of the video that you really like or feel like it should be an important part, or you just let it play. And most people don't really complain about it, but I get it. It gets freaky, like you're jumping around, depending on how you're watching the video too. So I have a gimbal and I use it a lot of times, but I carry my camera around with me in my pocket. They're both pretty small, and sometimes when I'm in the middle of doing something, it gets a little jolty. And I am trying, and I have gotten a lot better than the videos in the past, but I think some shots are just going to be like that when you're dealing with somebody who's just vlogging on the go on YouTube. I'm not a vlogger where I usually sit right here in a chair, my camera's on a tripod. I like to film outside the house and show you what's going on. So it's jumpy sometimes. So bear with me. I try to hold my gimbal, but the gimbal, you really have to hold it the whole time, and it's just, I'm limited to creativity with that. But I'm trying my hardest to make it comfortable to watch. So. Yeah. So anyway, again, thanks for the new subscribers. I'm over 2,000. Yay, I appreciate that. And leave me a comment. We'll get them answered for you next week as best as possible. And have a great week. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.